Precision Watch, on behalf of its thousands of Gruen jewelers all over America, brings you Blind Date, America's most romantic program starring lovely Arlene Francis.
To hear all that enthusiasm, and my beautiful Gruen Precision Watch tells me it's time. Time for boy to meet girl, time for boy to date girl. And we're very happy indeed to have you on hand for our blind dating. Well, tonight is Father's Night on Blind Date. The fathers are going to speak for the boys, fathers are going to speak for the girls. And remember, they haven't seen each other before or talked to each other. It's all going to happen right before your very eyes. And so let's see now whether the fathers can do as well as their children. First, I want you to meet our first young lady on the program and her father, Alice Murphy and Mr. Murphy. Well, now, how do you feel, Mr. Murphy?
Just fine.
Perhaps you can answer a question for me that I always meant to ask other Murphys. Why do they call potatoes Murphys and not O'Toole's or Flanagan's or McGillicuduggies? Huh?
Well, I don't know. They're mighty good eating. I know that.
Mighty good eating, the Murphys, huh? Mr. Murphy, what sort of work do you do?
Well, I'm retired just now.
What did you retire from?
I have been in the Navy.
Really? How long?
33 years.
Oh, that's a long time, isn't it? 33 years. Well, I'm sure the Navy must have been very proud of you.
Well,
33 years. Think you'll get a steady job next time?
I'm going to try.
Well, now, tonight we're going to find out if the old salt has lots of pepper when he talks for his daughter. Do you think you'll be able to do pretty well
I'll
for
do
her?
my best.
And this is Alice, right? Right. What sort of work are you doing, Alice?
Well, I'm selling rattlesnake meat.
Selling rattlesnake meat?
Yes.
Well, it would take somebody as beautiful as you to sell it. I'm sure of that.
Various other things, too.
Oh, I presume you work in a place where they sell all sorts of delicacies. Is that the idea?
Gourmet's Bazaar.
Well, there's nothing rattlesnakey about the two boys tonight, I'll tell you that. And I wish you both good luck with them, and especially you, Mr. Murphy, because you have to make the decision. And now let's meet the first two contestants, Ian Weber and Tom Greening. Is it Ian Weber on my left?
That's right.
And this is Tom Greening?
That's right, Arlene.
Well, you boys know that whoever wins this date tonight goes in a beautiful chauffeured limousine over to the Copacabana, sees a wonderful show, dines, dances, and has a marvelous evening. So work hard. It's for both of you, and we'll see which one is going to really make the grade. Now, I think I'll talk to Ian first, if I may. Tom, will you sit down just a minute? Where do you go to school, Ian?
Fordham University, Arlene.
Fordham? What do you major in there?
Economics.
What do you hope to do with it?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do much with it. I'm going to the Marine Corps.
Are you really?
Yes.
Well, that's not going to be a career, though, is it?
I hope not.
Well, you look as though you'd make a great, good, tough Marine, too.
Thank you.
What do you play, football?
Oh, I did a little bit in high
You
school.
did? Well, with economics, you'll, what will that mean? Advertising business or something like that later
I
on?
hope to, yes.
You have to be a salesman first, you know.
Yes.
First, we have to find out how well you can sell yourself tonight. That's the important thing. Think you'll be able to sell yourself pretty well to this girl's father?
I think so.
Well, was your father in the advertising business?
No, he's a salesman.
He's a salesman. In what business?
He's in a printing company.
In the printing company?
Yes.
Looked at you and decided you were the right type, I take it, huh?
That's right.
Well, now, this lovely young lady has a very nice father by the name of Mr. Murphy. He is now sitting in his study. College boys don't know what studies are. Well, that's a room with a lot of books in it. And he's sitting there reading a book, and I want you to go in and see if you can persuade him to let his daughter go out with you. And first, I want to give you some slippers to sort of make him comfortable and everything.
Okay.
You call this working from the bottom up. Good luck with Mr. Murphy, Ian.
Thank you. Oh, good evening, Mr. Murphy. My name is Ian Weber. Glad to know you, sir.
Glad to know you, Mr. Weber.
I understand you have a beautiful daughter.
Yes?
Well, if you have a beautiful daughter, then you want to go out in good company.
Yes?
Well, then naturally, you want to go out with me this evening.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Now, up to this point, I was doing pretty well. Why don't you sit back here and relax? As long as you're retired, we'll put your feet up on this bench.
That's fine.
Let's see if we can get these slippers on here. Hope we get the right foot. Well, we put our foot into that one, didn't we?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, your feet are almost as big as mine.
Thanks, Tom. Now, let's sit here and we'll have a talk.
Okay. How about a cigar, Mr. Murphy?
Thank you.
Oh, try a couple more. Good, too, you know. Yeah, I got a light for you. Think you can find it? There we are. Well, where's your daughter? I'd like to talk to her about this date tonight, sir.
Oh, I'm making the dates tonight.
Oh, in that case, have a few
Say, what kind of work do you do,
Well,
Ian?
as I told, that's Ian, as I told Arlene, I'm going to school right now.
Oh, well, my daughter goes to school, too.
Well, Mr. Murphy, if she's as smart as you are, then she must be at the head of the class.
Well, she's studying psychology.
Get ready for the next day. Okay, now let's talk to Mr. Greening. Tom, where do you go to school, Tom?
I go to Yale.
Good. Good school, Yale. Greening, is that right?
That's right.
Ah, there's a Yale man out front. Is that your dad out there
I don't
rooting
know.
for
I don't
you?
think so.
Greening, isn't there a kind of apple by the
There
name?
sure is.
Greening
That's right.
apple?
That's right. It's
Well,
green, too.
It's green? Is that how it got its name? I suppose
I think so.
Well, we have to find out tonight whether you're going to be the apple of this girl's eye. So your name is very appropriate. It seems that Mr. Murphy, who Ian just spoke to, has gone from the study into the kitchen now, and he's washing dishes in there. Now, you just go in and see if you can persuade him to let you go out with a different kind of dish. His daughter, a very pretty dish indeed. Do you have a major at Yale?
I'm a psychology major.
Are you a psychology major? Well, that's what his daughter is studying
Well,
psychology.
we're getting along real well, I guess.
Why, yes, you may have a wonderful evening. You may take the father with you.
No.
All right, good luck to you now with Mr. Murphy.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'd like to talk to Alice's father.
I'm Alice's father.
Oh, gee, I could have sworn you were her brother.
Well, keep on talking, Tom. You're doing very well.
Well, I'd like very much to take Alice out tonight.
Oh, well, there's certain qualifications before you can do that.
Well, anything you say, sir.
Fine, just grab a towel here and help dry these dishes.
Well, I've got to look neat for this date tonight, sir.
Okay, suit yourself, son. No drying, no date.
Well, I've got a towel, or apron. I'll put on an apron, too. I'm not...
Okay. Let's see what you
I
can do.
hope nobody I know is watching me
Oh,
do
that's
this.
all right. Just skip it, Tom. Forget it.
That's
Forget
one I
it.
won't have to dry.
Forget it.
Well, sir, what was this other boy I liked that was in here trying to get a date?
Well, he was a pretty nice boy. He put on my slippers, and he gave me some mighty fine cigars. In fact, I like both of you. I'd like to see you both have a good time tonight.
You mean you want us both to go out with Alice tonight?
Oh, no. I thought the other lad could take Alice out, and you could play checkers with me.
Oh,
Stay
sir,
home.
I wouldn't want to impose on your hospitality any, sir.
You want to go back over there, Tom, with the apron? And now, Mr. Murphy, you can take that off. If it was too uncomfortable, you did a fine job speaking on behalf of your daughter. Now, which of these boys do you think have the most equipment for her to go out with tonight? Is it the first young man, Ian, or the second, Tom?
I think it'll be the second Tom.
The second Tom with this one. Alice, come on. You go over there and get Tom Greening is victorious. Come through, Yale. Come in.
Oh,
That's our Kepler fathers in the room. Right over here. I think you did a very nice job to your
Thank
daughter,
you.
Mr. Murphy.
Thank you, Miss.
They were both splendid, but anyway, we could only choose one tonight, and you did awfully well. Thank you so much. And first, I must give you a flower to give to your... There it is. Aren't they beautiful orchids to pin on your gal? That's right. And you want to sit down right over there? I don't know whether the daughter is proudest of the father or the father proudest of the daughter tonight. But I do know that a day is coming up very soon now when a lot of fathers, and yes, a lot of mothers, are going to be awfully proud of their sons and daughters.
And that day, of course, will be graduation day on 1,000 campuses throughout the land. Is this the year your son is graduating? Your son, so suddenly growing up, maybe with a very big grown-up job to do that can't wait. How can you possibly express that tender pride that chokes up inside you? Isn't this the way? Isn't it the only way, really? With a gift that bears the proudest name in time. The Gruen Precision Watch. This Gruen Precision Watch. The self-winding auto-wind chevron. There, just normal wrist movements, just turning his wrist to admire it, keeps his auto-wind chevron wound. He just sets it and forgets it. It winds itself. Here truly is the most modern watch in the world. 7150. But wait, is he stepping from campus into business, into law, into a position where the very look of success can be a step toward success? Then why not make your gift the watch that was actually created for the one man in 1,000, the distinguished wrist curve Gruen Curvex, the diamond dial Curvex Executive. In 14-karat gold with 5 brilliant diamonds on the dial, $200. Or is your daughter, who is suddenly grown up and graduating? What one gift in all the world could reflect the pride that will shine in your eyes and hers on graduation day? Isn't this it? The Gruen Continental. So breathtakingly modern, so smart, so graceful. Can you imagine a more memorable gift? So sure to be admired and treasured forever. The Gruen Continental, 7150. Or is this the magnificent Gruen watch you'll choose to make this day live forever in her heart and yours? It's the fabulous Gruen Riviera in 14-karat gold set with 40 brilliant diamonds, a full carat of genuine diamonds for her wrist, $695. Decide right now to stop in at your Gruen Jewelers tomorrow. Choose the watch that has been America's most treasured graduation gift for over 75 years. Gruen, the precision watch. Gruen, the proudest name in time.
And now I have my next couple of sons and fathers. On the left, I'm talking to Mr. Connolly and his son Paul, is it? And Mr. Conroy.
That's right.
And his son John. Now, Mr. Conroy and John, you are the next couple up, so if you'll sit down for a minute, I'm going to talk to Mr. Connolly and his boy. Where do you go to school, Paul?
Fordham University, Arlene.
Another boy from Fordham, and what is your major?
I'm a politics major.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see, there is a famous colony in politics, Connolly, Tom Connolly.
That's right.
No
We're all in
relation?
politics.
You're all in politics. Oh, it's a good thing to be in these days. And what about you, Mr. Connolly?
I'm a sales executive with in the rubber division of Jenkins Brothers.
Well, good for you. And active all the time,
All
I'll
the
bet,
time.
huh?
You
Good,
bet.
lively
Night and
fella.
day.
Have you ever made a date for your son before?
Well, I've tried to.
But they ended up with the girl going
I
out
took
with
them
you.
out.
Yeah. Well, now, what things do you have in common? I mean, sports and everything. Do you like baseball?
Love it.
What's your
Yeah.
What's your team?
Giants.
Are you the same way, Paul?
I'm a Giant fan. I like prejudice to the Dodgers, though.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I'm a Giant fan. My father's a Giant fan. My 4-year-old child is a Giant fan. We're going to have a tough time, you know. But we may get there.
Oh, I think
huh?
we'll win.
We'll work very hard for it.
You bet.
Well, now, is there any advice you'd like to give your father and how he ought to make this date for you, Paul?
Well, he just better take my advice. I told him ahead of time how to
You
act.
told him how to act and everything, huh? Well, we
I
hope
think he
we'll
knows
see
that.
Father again. Now, Father, what you have to do is there's a perfectly ravishing brunette in there by the name of Dana Wyatt. Hold yourself in check, boys. And she is out in the backyard, and she is hanging clothes on a line. Now, you go in and let her find out how good your line is.
Oh,
Good luck to you with
luck,
Dana.
I beg your pardon, miss. I'm John Connolly.
How do you do? I'm Dana Wyatt.
Well, fine. Now, let's talk about his age.
Flatter me, but aren't you a little too old for me?
Well, I didn't want it for myself. But say, you're a pretty girl.
Thank you.
I think I'll send the son home and take you out myself.
I don't know if that's the proper thing to do.
If my wife's watching, I'm just kidding.
What does your son look like?
Well, they say he looks like me. I think I'm better looking. But he's built differently. He grew up and I grew out.
I take it he's tall.
Tall, broad, handsome. He's got everything.
Now, is that an honest opinion?
Which would I be prejudiced?
Well, you know, fathers exaggerate a little bit now and then.
Well, if you think I'm exaggerating, you ought to hear his mother. From his girlfriend.
Oh. Oh. That girl-
You can sit right next to your boy now. Mr. Conroy, you come on over here on my right side, and your son right here. Now, Mr. Conroy, where are you from?
Roscommon Island.
Roscommon County in Ireland.
That's right.
Ah, that's a fine county. It's in the... Let's see now. It's in the Midlands?
That's right.
In the Midlands. It's
Where you
mountainous country. isn't
Mostly,
it?
yes. Mostly,
They
yes.
have a lot of sheep over there.
That's right.
Stuff
good
like
sheep,
that there.
Good sheep.
Did you work there?
Yes, very much so.
Do you work here?
I do.
What do you do here?
I'm engaged with the alcohol tax unit.
Ah, that's a very
Yeah.
nice business for a good Irish name. Yes, indeed. And now your son, John. Where do you go to school, John?
I'm up at Fordham College.
You look pretty husky, too. What sport are you interested in?
Well, I did a little boxing at one time.
I
I
bet
got
you
boxed
did.
around, that's about it.
You did? What is it, about 170? Lightweight?
Yeah, about one.
I mean, light heavyweight.
That's right.
Did you see the fight last night?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Maxim didn't do so good, did he?
No, he didn't.
Well, now that Ezzard Charles has softened him up a little, maybe you ought to go in the ring with him, huh? We'll send Father into the ring, I guess, for you tonight, shall we? Are you going into the service, do you think?
Yes, ma'am.
You are? Everybody's going in. What about you? You ever been in the service?
Oh, yes, very much so. First
What?
World War,
What regiment?
69th New York.
The Rainbow Division?
That's right.
Under MacArthur?
That's right.
Well, good. It's nice to have you with us. Let's see if you can do as well in there, huh? With Dana.
I hope so.
It seems that she has a perfume counter. And while you're going in ostensibly to buy some perfume for a girl who is down to her last cent, shall we say, you're really going to try and make a date for your son. Good luck now, Mr. Conroy.
Thank you.
I'll hold on to your boy.
How do you do?
How do
I'm
you
Mike
do?
Conroy.
Well, I'm Dana White. Would you like some perfume?
Oh, just a moment. I don't want perfume.
Don't you like perfume?
Yes, but not on me.
I'm sorry. Well, if you're not here for perfume, what are you here on?
What a man must go through to try to make dates for his son.
Can I help you?
Really, if I was talking for myself, I think I might, much easier.
I know. Look, you're trying to make a date for your son, but why don't you pretend you are his son? You are your son. Now, what would you say?
Well, where have you been all my life?
Well, I'm afraid the first half of your life I wasn't even born.
Oh, well. If that's the way you feel about it, then I think I'd better talk about my son.
I think it's a good
He's
idea.
a fine lad. I think you'd know him. You'd like him very much.
I'm sure I would. What is he like?
Well, of course, I'm modest about these things, but he is the ideal type of boy. He's 2 weeks from today, he'll be in the Navy.
Oh.
And we'll miss him very much.
Oh, I'm sure you
I'm sure you, if you don't choose him for a date, you're going to miss something, too.
Maybe I will.
Well, Dana, the fathers are pretty nice, aren't they?
Certainly are.
It'd be nice to have to make a choice between them. Well, now, is it the first gentleman's father? Is it going to be Paul or the second, John?
Well, I take heed to advice, and I don't want to miss something, so I'll take John.
John. Congratulations. Congratulating each other over there. Come in, John.
Your father did very well for you.
Look at that. He thinks she's real nice, too, isn't she, huh? All right, there's a lovely flower here for you to pin on her. There. Now I'll get the rest of the party together, only first we must meet our next young lady and her father, Joan Priestley and Mr. Priestley. Hello, Joan. Well, now, you're going to get a chance to talk to your girl. Have you talked for her before?
Never.
Never did it before. You always did it yourself. Is that true,
Well,
Joan?
I try.
Mr. Priestley, what sort of business are you in?
Well, I'm semi-retired.
Semi-retired? That means there's a semi there that isn't retired. What do you do there?
Little real estate.
A little real estate, huh? You like that? How is it these days?
Fair.
Fair, huh? It's semi. And you, Joan, what are you doing?
Well, I go to Garden City High School.
And, do you have any ambitions beyond that?
Well, I want to go to college after that, and then I guess married eventually.
School, college, and married. That's an absolutely ideal sort of work for a girl as pretty as you are. But your father's going to do the talking for you tonight, and I'm going to go over and line up the boys. So now we're going to see the next two couples. Here we are. On my left, I'm speaking to Mr. Mearns and his son Ted. And on my right, it's Mr. Lyons and his son Steve, correct?
Right.
And now, if you'll sit down, are there enough chairs? Would you just sit down over there for a minute while we brief? No, you stay right here with me. Oh, you sit down, too. No, don't you sit down. I just changed my mind. Boys, sit down. I'll take the fathers. Let me see, Mr. Mearns, your boy, I didn't ask him where he goes to school. Where is it?
He's at Yale.
He's at Yale? How about sports at Yale?
I do a little running.
A little running?
Little.
How far?
5 miles.
5 miles. Cross country, huh?
Cross country.
Hope
Way
you
across
don't-
country.
And you, Mr. Lyons, what business are you in?
Bank.
In the banking business.
That's
Well,
right.
that's a nice, cozy little business. And your boy, Steve, what is he interested in?
Oh, he's in sports, athletics of all kinds mostly.
Everybody's interested in sports tonight, and I'm glad to hear it because we have set up a baseball stadium for you all. Do you have a favorite team?
Yes, absolutely.
Which is it?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. How about you?
Giants.
Don't fight it out in front of me. I must say the Dodgers has an awful good man with Gil Hodges this year.
The best.
What is it, 15 home runs?
15. He's way ahead of Babe Ruth record, I think, right now.
Well, he has to get
Close
60,
it.
though, doesn't he?
Oh, day for day. Oh,
Well, we'll find out how well you boys can do it. I'm glad that you have opposing baseball interest because you'll really be able to fight for your boys, quite honestly, with Mr. Priestley. Now, he is going to be sitting in the seat in front of the grandstand, or wherever it is. I haven't seen the setup. And there is room for both of you, rather in the box. That's it, in the box. Where do you work?
I work at Best & Company.
You do?
51st and 5th.
I know where it is. I know.
Plug
Sure.
Can I give my company a plug, too?
Well, you said you were a banker. I feel all bankers don't need plugs. What is your company?
Manufacturers Trust Company.
All right, I'll be in the morning for a little money.
Good.
Now, what is the story about the father that wanted his boy to save money very much, and he gave him a little bank on the corner of Main and Chestnut? Think you'll do that to your son? All right, now, Mr. Priestley is waiting to hear from both of you gentlemen. Into the football stadium, baseball stadium. Diamond, not stadium.
Hello, I'm Ed Mearns.
How do you do?
I'm Steve Lyons.
I'm Bill Priestley. Gentlemen, I have the daughter. You have the son. So I'm buying, start selling.
I'm a poor salesman, but if you saw my son, he'd sell himself. He's quite a lad. See, I ought to be a pretty good judge of boys. I have 4 sons of my own.
4 sons? What are you doing on blind date? You should be on Can You Top This?
I don't know what he's doing talking to you. He ought to be talking to Eddie Cantor.
What about your...
Oh, now you're talking. My son is, he's really terrific. He's a student at Yale, and as Arlene said, he's on the track team. Well, you see him later. You can judge for yourself.
Look, Ed, you and I shouldn't be arguing. Mr. Priestley probably thinks we're being very foolish.
No, on the contrary, I'm enjoying it. But I'm really glad that I got the daughter tonight.
We haven't given you a chance to say anything about your daughter. I'll bet she's very pretty.
She's very pretty and intelligent.
I'll bet she is.
I'm
She sure must be.
I bet she's pretty.
Say, Bill, I have a wonderful idea. I think that your daughter and my son would make a really marvelous couple. How about it?
I'm sure they
What
would.
about-
I'm sure they would, Bill. And if you choose Ed's son, it's all right with me. But if she were my daughter, I'd want her to have the best, and that is my son.
You both did very well indeed. I should think this is the first time that fathers have gone to the bat for their sons and pitched at the same time. It was a pretty neat trick. Well, Mr. Priestley, which of these 2 boys have you decided on from what the fathers had to say about them? Ted Burns is the gentleman's son on your left, and on your right, the son is Steve Lyons.
Can't wait till next week, can I?
No, but we'd like to have you come back often.
Well, I'll take the gentleman on my left.
Ted Burns. Congratulations. Come in, Ted Burns. This way. There you are. Oh. Oh, well, that's lovely, isn't it? And these are the people that arranged it for you. Be grateful to your father. That's right. I mean, you always know you were going to return. Thank you very much. And if you just go off this way, fathers, you were heaven. And I haven't got anything to do later. There you are. Here's a lovely flower for you to give your gal. I didn't ask you where you went to college either.
Yes, my father.
Did he tell me you went to Yale?
He told the truth.
Because somebody told me before that one of you went to Yale. Well, there you are. Give that
I
lovely...
think I'd better try and pin it on myself.
No, you let her do that. And now, I want to tell the boys and their fathers that didn't win the dates tonight that we're going to give them baseball tickets for any major league game they want to see. And in just a moment, the audience is going to help us decide Which is the winning couple tonight? Which boy and girl is most deserving of a beautiful Gruen watch? I'm sure you've already decided that your son, your daughter, your graduate is the most deserving of all.
Which one will it be? Whichever you choose, it will be given and received with a very special pride. For Gruen, the world over, is recognized not only for its incomparable styling, but for fine, painstaking craftsmanship. At Time Hill in Cincinnati, the fashion capital of the watch world, Gruen creates the modern, matchless beauty that distinguishes the Gruen watch from all others. Here, too, the inner beauty of the Gruen is born. The only watch permitted by the United States Patent Office to stamp precision on the dial. Is it any wonder that so many watchmakers in fine jewelry stores all over America say, I see all makes of watches. I see inside them, take them apart. And take my word for it, there is a difference. And it's a difference that can make you supremely proud to own a Gruen watch. It's a fine watch, the finest. It's the Precision Watch. Make your choice America's choice for over 75 years. Gruen, the Precision Watch.
And now, audience, I want you to help and applaud as hard as you can for the couple that you really think is the most congenial couple of all tonight. This is very important. Give them everything you have, the couple that you believe is really the best as they get up and dance for you. And now, couple number one. Will you do it? Thank you very much. Couple number two. Oh, the music just stopped. Isn't that a shame? But anyway, you look lovely together. I think, will you hold up the couple number two, was it? Couple number two, was it? Congratulations. Congratulations. You're both going to receive the most beautiful Gruen Curvex watches. You're just going to try. And you're going into the Marines, did you tell me?
No, the Navy.
The Navy. Well, that's good in the Navy, too.
Here, Rudy.
Yes, some of them are rooting for it. Congratulations, and congratulations to your father, Mr. Conroy. I'm sure all of County Roscommon would be proud of you tonight. Excuse me, Mr. Bullock. Hello? I'm glad you enjoyed the show, and I hope you'll be with us again next week. Next week, I don't know what I'm talking about. Upside down. Father's upset me that way. Now, are you there? You are? Good. Well, next week we have the United States Military Academy at West Point and the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis. It should be a wonderful night. I hope you'll all watch us. And now, if you'll excuse me, we must get into our limousines and go on for our evening of fun. Until then, this is Arlene Francis saying good night for Gruen, the proudest name in time.
The preceding program, originally telecast by ABC.